During the month of March, I've received dividends from 15 different companies. In this video, I'm going to go over the dividends I've received, what stocks I purchased throughout the month, and what I'm expecting to receive in April, and also the stocks that I'm keeping an eye on. Towards the end, I'm going to give a quick update of the Dividend ETF portfolio competition that I'm doing. And if you're here on my channel to discuss investing in stocks and ETFs, all with the goal of inspiring you to start growing your wealth. Let's jump into M1 Finance to look at my portfolio. Total of my portfolio is $4,386.50. My overall gain is $154.15, and my return has been 8.53%. Now, just looking at the month of March, I have a gain of $91.27 and a return of 2.26%. Starting off the month, I received 68 cents from Intel, 69 cents from Pfizer on March 4th, and $1.80 from Johnson & Johnson on March 8th. Now looking at the total shares I have, let's go down to Intel. I have almost 3 shares of Intel. Johnson & Johnson, I have 2 shares. And down here at Pfizer, I have 1.76 shares of Pfizer. March 9th, I got $1.05 from AG&C. I got 81 cents from Target on March 10th. And March 14th, I got 43 cents from 3M. So Target, I have 1.5 shares of Target. Basically, I have 2 shares of 3M. And up here, AG&C, let's see, I have 8.77 shares of AG&C. Now, March 15th, I got a handful of them on this day. So first off, I have 33 cents from NextEra Energy. I got 38 cents from Realty Income and 37 cents from Stag. And on March 16th, I got 57 cents from Duke Energy. So over here, Duke Energy, I have 0.58 shares. Down here, NextEra Energy, I have 0.76 shares. Realty Income, I have almost 2 shares of Realty Income. And down here, I have 4.9 shares of Stag. Towards the end of the month on March 24th, I got 97 cents from Qualcomm. I got 45 cents from Bank of America on the 25th. Also on the 25th, I got $2.27 from Lockheed Martin. And closing out the month, I got $1.67 from Broadcom. And last but not least, I got $1.04 from Pepsi. So looking here, Pepsi, I have 1.28 shares of Pepsi. Qualcomm, I have 1.78 shares of Qualcomm. Scrolling up here, Lockheed Martin, I have 0.8 shares. Bank of America, 3.3 shares. And lastly, Broadcom, I have a large 0.4 shares of Broadcom. So that wraps up all the dividends I received, and total is $13.51. Pretty excited to see that snowball effect beginning to happen as I continue to reinvest those dividends and buy more shares at a fair price. Talking about the shares I purchased, let's jump into what stocks I purchased in March. So on March 4th, I got 2 buys. I put $50 into JP Morgan and $50 into 3M. I had 6 buys on March 10th. I put 25 into Stag, 25 into Realty Income, $50 into 3M, 50 into JP Morgan, $50 into Pepsi, and another $50 into Starbucks. I had 2 buys on the 15th, put 50 into Qualcomm and 50 into Starbucks. On the 17th, I put another 50 into 3M. On the 21st, I put 50 into Bank of America. I had 2 buys on the 25th, 50 into Stag and another 50 into Starbucks. And closing out the month, I put $50 into Target. So those are all the stocks I purchased throughout the month of March, and I felt that at those times they were at a good fair value. Let's move over to tracking your dividends and see what I'm going to expect in dividends for the month of April. Starting off with AG&C, I'm expecting $1.05, and then $2.40 from Best Buy, 43 cents from Cisco, $1.79 from JP Morgan. Scrolling down here, we'll be looking at 48 cents from Realty Income and 60 cents from Stag. So that'll give me a total of about $6.74 that I'll be expecting next month. Looking at my ETF portfolio, so I started this portfolio last month. Basically, I'm competing 5 different dividend ETFs against one each other, and I'm putting $10 into each and every single week. So right now, the total of my portfolio is $202.25. So far, I've had a gain of $2.70 and a return of 1.85%. Scroll down here, we can see in the lead is HDV with a return of 2.88%, and in last place we have DGROW with a return of 1.16%. So moving into the month of April, one stock that I'm going to be focusing on is Target. Right now I think it's at a fair price, and the price is dropping within this last week. Also, I'm going to keep an eye on like 3M, JP Morgan, also Verizon. I have my eye on those, and if they stay at a good value, I'll be purchasing some of that along with Intel. I think Intel's right now staying around the $50 range, and when it's under $50, I like to pick some of that up. So those are a handful of stocks that I'm going to keep my eye on. Also, I may be planning to sell some stocks, primarily AG&C. Right now I have Realty Income and Stag as far as the real estate sector. So I'm thinking of moving the money I have in AG&C into the other stocks I own, and possibly bringing in a new stock just to have that I think they may have more growth and at a better quality moving in the long term. So stay tuned to that. I'll keep you updated if I do any sells or new buys in my portfolio. Leave me a comment down below what dividends you received throughout the month of March and what was your largest payout. I did mention I'm keeping an eye on Target, so if you'd like to know more information on Target, I had a recent video of Target versus Cisco, so definitely go check that out. And if you found value in this video, let me know by smashing the like button, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.